then we're thinking we about to make a hit.
Calling all kings to the flow. I'm about my business, you know. Keep it 100. It's my faith in God that keeps me on the go. About my money, my love. What it needs to grow. I'm calling all kings to the flow. Calling all kings to the flow. Calling all kings to the flow. I'm about my business, you know. Keep it 100. It's my faith in God that keeps me on the go. About my money, my love. What it needs to grow. I'm calling all kings to the flow. Calling all kings to the flow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone to the Crown Kings podcast. This is your boy, Trev.
I go by that boy, Doty.
Y'all know who it is. Taylor Made on
Taylor Made.
That boy, Taylor Made.
And I'm RC. They call me RC. I'm Robert Canada.
RC Cola.
Let's do this.
RC Cola.
So you didn't want us to just introduce you like normal people. You just want to jump in.
I really did.
Maybe that's the age thing. I feel like another person just jumped in. Hey,
you didn't notice the hesitation. I was waiting on you. You didn't jump in.
Yeah.
we were still announcing ourselves.
Yeah.
That's right. Whatever.
He still got time.
This is what we got to deal with for the whole session.
I like it.
A lot of spitfire.
Just so y'all know, I'm a couple of coffees in.
Yeah.
I'm going to step back because Doty said I was a little hot. I was on fire.
That was nobody else's business.
I know he meant like Michael Jackson or like Freddie Jackson or...
I mean, we did test you 6 inches back and you 5. You know,
man.
He sliding there. He sliding there every time. He get a little closer.
I feel like Willie Neal. Where's I'm at? Where is I'm at?
Get a little bit closer.
Where's I'm at?
But
look here, man. Good to see everybody. Good to see y'all, man.
Yeah, good to be here.
It's been 11 months since I seen y'all.
Okay, wait a minute, brother. Now come on, 11 months.
11.
11? That boy can't count.
11.
That's the next episode. Numbers.
I feel like we've been out here for a little bit, you know.
It's crazy, man. Like time is.
It's been a season.
It's flying, man. It's crazy, boy.
We done had weddings. We done had funerals. We done had bar mitzvahs and you know, sports and folks having babies and things.
Cheer squad.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look, so today's episode, we are going to be talking about what it means to be unshakable and how kings take a stand in the storm. And to this credit, we have a wonderful young man with us today who is part of the family, part of the squad, but it's his first time on the Crown King podcast. He already introduced himself as RC.
Showing out.
RC Cola.
Doing too much.
You know, but y'all know we go freestyle on the Crown King podcast anyway, so it is what it is. Man. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm sitting here with my 3 king brothers, just trying to see where their mind's at. I think it's going to be kind of interesting because got some diverse personalities here. I think
is that what you call
y'all listen up. It's gonna get good.
What you talking about?
It's gonna get good. So y'all hold on, just ride with us.
That's exactly what we talking about.
This thing though, because this platform is for a variation of men from different backgrounds, different beliefs, whatnot. So you should fit right in with that. You know, we still praying for Sam. You know, he came a long way.
Not this Sam.
Since last year.
Not me.
I don't think he come a long way, though. He still got 5 on it.
Oh, it's still showing.
I mean,
but you got to come up from 5 though, because we done had inflation.
Brother,
we had a government shutdown.
We done had tariffs.
I ain't a part of none of that. Okay,
you're a part of it.
So I just, I can't change so abruptly like that.
The only way that we're gonna ride, rain, every peak, you gonna have to come up off that 5.
No.
You can't
at least go to 25.
I'm gonna be left.
Still got a 5 in it.
Y'all leave me. I see y'all later.
Still got a 5 in it.
But it's been
5 to the death.
But it's been 175 on post. I mean, them people, because they ain't giving us no money. My bad. I was about to put y'all out there. We need
I would definitely love that though. That would be hot.
You know?
Yes, indeed. Well, let's get into it, man. We miss y'all. As y'all know, we need y'all. As y'all coming in to like, share, subscribe, tell your mom and them, tell your dad and them, tell your cousin and them, and all them people that work that the Kings is on.
Yeah.
The Kings is on.
Tell somebody. Just
Yes. So, with that being said, let's start this thing off. What does it mean for a man to be unshakable? And it came to me in the form that we talked about this before. It doesn't mean that we have to be perfect.
Yeah.
But every man has been kind of raised or have a foundation of principles, whether it's your different background, where you was raised at, where you was raised, who you was raised by, if you was in the military, if you wasn't in the military, whatever the case may be. In this day, at this time, I want to know from the Kings, what does it mean to be unshakable?
I mean, I think we should open up the floor to the guests.
Yeah.
We pretty much showed ours from the get-go. We talked about this one before.
The Kings!
Since we got a new king on the platform.
RSC.
He ain't doing that.
Is that what he gonna go by? RSC. Everyone. RSC.
What I would say is being unshakable is standing on your principles. Whatever them principles may be, don't let nobody shake you, move you off of them, unless they come up with something better. You can't be so unshakable that you're immovable in that sense. So you got to be open to new ideas, new principles. Just let it know, and you run in your household on your principles, your unshakable principles. So you gotta, I don't know. You just have to be strong at heart and mind.
Yeah.
Don't let yourself just flap around, be led by the nose. You have to learn to give and take, but within your principles. So that's how I'm gonna start off this day. So.
Okay. Yeah, that was light and mild.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You say light and mild.
it's only up from here.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gearing up to
It
go
get
up.
warmed up.
That's just
So what you
starting
mean is different ways. You have to be strategic and how. And I like the fact that you brought up, because as men, as kings, we never leave an episode without talking about what it means to be a man. And you can't be a man away from home if you're not a man within the kingdom.
Yeah.
At home.
It starts at home first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, as far as laying out strategies, as far as laying out, I guess, we talk about sometimes the music way soundproof, but how do you, we talk about being unshakable. How do you set a foundation or have the mindset of a king in your household in order to make sure that things kind of run smooth? And if things do happen, how do, as a king, how do you stand fast in the storm to make sure that your kingdom is taken care of? I hope I said that right.
It was a lot, but
Yeah, you came by. You got it.
You got it.
It's the coffee. It's the coffee.
That's good.
You need slack.
Yes, indeed.
It ain't got no label.
Make sure there's good coffee in there. You know what I mean?
It's the coffee.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So I guess what I'm saying then, okay, so in a storm, we see foundations being broken. You see, wood being blown. So in the same thing, we have storms in life.
Yeah.
Things happen. Like I said, we have good days, we have bad days. We've had, over the last couple of months, we've had sickness coming to our family. We've had weddings that get everybody hyped. We've had, some people that have lost their lives. Same thing. All these things come to everybody's life that can shake the foundation of what our normalcy may represent.
Yeah.
So when trials come, when tribulations come, there has to be, to RC's point, there has to be a foundation or a strategic planning for the good days and for the bad days.
Oh yeah.
Now,
there you go.
That's where I'm trying to go to.
Can I please just one thing
Yes,
you
sir.
said? And to piggyback off of what he just said is also being that king. You have to understand that sometime you're gonna get knocked down.
Yeah.
But a king don't stay down.
Yeah.
A king get back up and lead his tribe or his nation,
Like that.
whatever it is, his household.
Yeah.
But you can be vulnerable, but still be a king.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to be hard all the time. You can just You can let loose sometime, even if you need to cry. I haven't done that, and I probably need to, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But
You done it in the
you
car?
can do that.
Yeah.
You know, at least nobody saw it. Let me say that. So
It's okay if people see it.
Yeah. And you're right. It's okay if people see it, but I really wasn't brought up that way. Back in my day,
that's another thing.
you can't cry.
Yeah, you get hit in the chest quick.
Yeah. So maybe we need to get away from that. Or
Definitely.
And I think that's one of the things that we always talk about, just in different ways that we were raised and things that we were taught, by people in the household or people outside the household, uncles and so on. Certain things, especially for a man, that you were just innately taught not to do. And it's like those small things, like just in crying, sometimes relieves you of stress and everything, but you were taught to hold it in. Just hold it in.
Suck it up.
Just die with it. Don't
walk it off.
You know what I mean?
Just somebody.
Yeah,
Don't let another person let you see you cry. I think that was one of the biggest things I was taught.
Yeah.
Over the years, man, I don't care if you see me cry.
Yeah.
This is an emotion I'm going through.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna necessarily snot, but I'll do some tears.
I'll share some tears.
But it's especially depending on what the situation is.
I think my daddy killed me one time and told me to walk it off. So.
You died and came back.
Hey,
rise again, boy.
wipe them tears out of your eyes.
Get up, RC. Get up.
Okay, all right, I'm good.
You can be mad, but take a walk.
God, dog.
Yeah,
Man.
But going back to what you said, I think if anything, to get that foundation right is, waking up in the morning and going to the man up high.
Yeah.
I think that sets the foundation for everything. I mean, rolling out of the bed, your eyes open. It's cool to do some things, brush your teeth, go use it.
Yeah.
But at some point in time, before you step outside of that household, you need to go to the man up high and, say a little quick prayer.
Yeah.
Get your foundation, because again, like you said, once you step out them doors, everything gonna hit you. Life is gonna hit you.
As soon as you cross that
So,
threshold.
I think that's, for me at least, that's number one on my list.
Yeah.
And sometimes you always of course, we're not perfect people,
Yeah.
Sometimes it might slip my mind that, I didn't go to the man up high, and I might do it, in the truck at a stoplight. But I at least try to get to the man most high.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's a good way to start. And I think a lot of people miss something so simple that could even more so change your whole day just by kind of, giving even just thanks for being awake, let alone, block everything that's supposed to be coming to me today. Just, so.
Let me give y'all another aspect of being that king.
Come on with it.
You can be a king without a queen, but when you got a real queen beside you, she take you way up higher being your king. You get to another level.
Piece on the chessboard.
And you have to treat her as a queen.
Yeah.
The number one. So being a king and a queen, you can be a king by yourself, but nothing like having that queen by your side.
It is a set. Now, it is a complete set. Like, you can't just
ain't no good at having a kingdom without the whole piece.
You know what I mean? So that's
You gonna play chess that way.
I think that brings a lot of the softness in a king too. Having that right queen.
Yeah.
That right
Yeah.
One that knows, how to pull that out of you. Because you can be the toughest, hardest king, but then again, the people around you ain't gonna like you.
Yeah.
That queen makes you that lovable person, I believe.
A humble person too.
Humble person too,
You know what I mean? Just
that right. Again, we say that right.
the right
queen. The right queen for you.
Know if you're right or not.
I like that. Like, share, subscribe. Leave something in the comments. If it's something that you heard thus far from Mr. RC, Robert Canada.
Baby.
A matter of fact, Mr. Canada, all the way from Ohio, huh?
All the way from Ohio.
Down here.
Flew in today.
In Texas.
And met these young men, and here I am now.
Here I am on the set.
Yeah, boy.
Crazy, boy.
You said we was going to get this.
Hey, man, I told you he was fighting for a little bit. When it's coming, just calm down, baby. It's coming. I'm ready to go now. No, man, just calm down, man.
But that's a good thing, though, because I think over the years, and we've been talking and we've been experiencing different things through life, and the benefit and the blessing of having a variation of kings, a variation, again, a background of how you was raised, the things that we've experienced. Whether you everybody on your tribe is married or not, you still gonna face some different trials. You also will face a lot of things. You'll find out you got a lot more in common than you do different. Yeah. So with that being said, we've talked often on this platform about what it means to be have other kings around you, to speak life into you, to encourage you when you have those moments when things are not, I guess, quote unquote, going in your favor, or if you have moments where you want to cry and you ain't sure if it's okay to cry, or
you can definitely cry in front.
You gonna cry in the car?
Yeah.
Oh, RC told you get RC.
I'm about to do it
I ain't ready to get that out of my head.
I
ain't gonna tell about
I'm probably gonna be crying.
So with that being said, we're talking about storms.
I feel it coming.
Right? No man survives storms alone. No man. But I get it. We've had plenty of discussions about people saying that they're self-made and I can do this by myself and I can do this, And to RC's point, whether it's your queen or whether it's somebody in your circle that can encourage you in those moments, that can uplift you or see things in you. I talk to my team, my little league team, about this all the time. They say, why are you so hard on me? Because I can see things from the sideline onto the field that you may not notice because you just running around in circles. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
So speak on.
I've been through already.
You know what I'm saying? Things that you've seen that can strengthen yourself as an individual. So with that being said, survival. We're all going through, these changing times. We've had the government shut down. We've raised kids. We've experienced the highs and the lows. One of the things that really inspires me about you is how you told your story and how now your blended family, being the man or being the king, as you found your new queen.
Oh yeah.
And then blending a family and watching it flourish, because a lot of people can't do that. I've seen many men and women come through, go in and out of each other's lives, and try to turn the kids away from the other one, and vice versa. Get the courts involved. The next thing you know, I'd rather just slap you upside your head versus we don't condone that. But I'm just saying from a hypothetical point of view. So I want you to kind of encourage some of our listeners that may have experienced separation, where they have kids and then they're in the process of remarrying or they have remarried, and how you've been successful in blending a family, and not only blending a family but also bringing other people into your circle. And now, I'm speaking from experience. Now we have this big, humongous family that extends from generation to generation. Yeah. And I just want to know, first of all, I want you to know that we respect you and we appreciate you. But other people may not know the RC that we know. Yeah.
That's for sure, man. That's
Yeah. Well, let me say this. For those that don't know what he's talking about is, my wife and I, we married and we blended two families. Yeah. I have a biological son and two stepchildren that I no longer call stepchildren. Yeah. They're just mine. That's it. They got a daddy. They know that. I never tried to take his place. And my wife never tried to take the place of my son's mother. But we all became one family, working for the same goal. So that's kind of what he's talking about. And so I knew I had to be the head of the family, but not the boss, if anybody can understand it. You be the head without being the boss. You don't have to hit nobody or crack no heads or none of that, because if you're a real king, the people, they used to call them subjects. They will follow you willingly. Yeah. don't have to fight and all of that. So you let everybody know that they're loved and they have a real place in their family.
So what I'm hearing, you led with the heart.
Yeah, that's what you do. You have to do that. And so now we have 3 children. Her and I, we have 3. That's it. There's no step this and that. There's no difference in them.
Yeah.
Right. So what you do if you ever find yourself in that situation, you have to learn to give too and let go. You can't just again be all about you. Now you got all these people here and they're dependent on you, and so you have to step up and do that, which is what we try to do with our children. Try to teach them to be homeowners. Things that you think is just common sense, but a lot of times people are not taught the financial parts of life, and so you have to model it, and they see it, and hopefully emulate. So that's where we're at now. So my family, my little family, plus a big extended family. We have such a huge family. Yeah. Everybody here, we're not blood, but we're family. Right. And their families are our families, and so on and so forth.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't think we go anywhere in this city and be in trouble because there was somebody there that help us, somebody there that we can call.
That'll set it off.
Small miracle.
So that's where we're at, and I love my family. So,
I think also that speaks, we talked earlier about your principles. I think with you being able to become the leader of this new family, what are some of your top principles that helped you become the king that you are now?
My parents.
Okay.
I grew up with a big family, an extended family, but at that time, all of the grown-ups were grown-ups. They weren't your friends. They were grown-ups, and they guided you in the way you needed to go. Yeah, so, and you had to have the faith in them that they weren't going to tell you wrong. But if they saw you doing something wrong, you're going to know about it pretty quick.
Yeah.
But that's the foundation we had.
Yeah.
And so, but there's a lot of love. They all loved us. But we also had to know that we could see the wino on the street. That wino was still Mister.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just the way it was. You didn't talk down on nobody. That's the way we were raised. And black, white, whatever. It was never any calling nobody out of their name or different names or, you learn to love people until they taught you different. That you're not supposed to. And now that was a situation. One quick point. We did respect grown-ups, but we was also told they had to earn your respect. Yeah. Even as a kid. It had to go both ways.
Yeah.
You weren't, I'm going to respect you, but I see you doing all of this stuff that doesn't inspire respect. So,
respect is a two-way
street. I learned that as a kid too, that I wouldn't be disrespectful to you, but I might not be
as
the nicest as I could have been. I might walk by you and don't see you because you've never showed me that you deserve that respect.
But I think even that principle is something that's so lost nowadays. You think just because you're of age that you're granted this respect. You know what I mean? And it's so weird that for someone that is not doing anything in life, you just happen to be 21, 22 years old. And it's like, I need to be respected. Like, I demand my respect, but...
Where's my respect as an adult? No.
What have you done? Like, I mean, you're literally only adult by the state law. Yeah. That's it. Like, you still living with your mom and them. You still doing shenanigans in the streets. Like, but yet you fighting hard for this respect when you haven't done anything to be respected for.
And then again, we're not saying you got to live your life right, but... you got to give people something to respect you about.
Exactly. Like people are watching.
Like the biggest thing for me is keeping your word. Like if everybody know if I say I'm gonna do something for you, like you need me to come to this show, right? And I say I'm gonna be there. I got you. I might be 30 minutes late, but guess what? You still gonna see I might catch the end of your set.
Yeah.
You still gonna see my face in the crowd.
Yeah.
Because you know what? My word is the only thing I got to give you.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I think
and my word.
I think people lose that a lot, man. You know, to be untrustworthy, that you can lie straight to my face and be like, yeah, man, I got you. That might be the one time that I needed you there. I could be losing my marbles. Hey, bro, I just need you there. You ain't got to say nothing.
Yeah.
You know, man, I just need you there. And if you don't show up for me, because then guess what? I ain't going to say me, but sometimes people be like, you know, this is it. I needed my brother. He didn't show up for me. Let me end it off.
That's it.
Especially that time when you found out that they could have been there.
And
it
then
wasn't
you
nothing
found
kept
out,
them from it. You found out they decided to go over somebody else's house or whatever.
Yeah.
And happenstance, you just found out that's the same time when you told me some weird story about why you couldn't be there when I needed
nowadays, because everything, they be forgetting.
Yeah.
Because you told me you was sick.
To be on Instagram stories. I took some Benadryl. I'm good now.
And they use a poly line.
I think, you know, that's one of my biggest principles is, you know, is somebody keeping their word. You got to keep your word.
Out of respect. Out of what you said, and we still on just the blending part. So I think, and you tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm just summing up that portion, there had to be, because you talked about the queen, there had to be a sense of alignment, being on one accord, and probably some tough conversations, you know, along the way. You know what I mean? What you gonna do, what you're not gonna do, what you can say, what you can't say, you know.
I think that part is just, you know, it's tiring even thinking about it.
That's a conversation to have.
But I think that game, so we talking about respect, there has to be an ultimate level of trust. There has to be an ultimate level of belief even. And then, you know, respect, we're talking about from the kids, but also the queen and the king saying, okay, listen, we are going to do this. Period. I don't care what the world say. I don't care how it was done before us. I don't care if they keep telling us that it can't be done. You know, watch us work. So I, for me, that's what I hear. And I want to pray that we don't never have experience. But my point is that there are a lot of people that may be watching, again, that may be afraid to have the tough conversations or may not know how to have the tough conversation.
But you got to have them.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you this. If you in a relationship and you never had the tough conversations, you're not in a real relationship. Y'all not on one accord.
That's good.
If you didn't have those conversations, because you both have your dreams, and sometime that dream you think, I'm gonna go out here and do this, and like, no, we're a team here.
It ain't
not yours, not just your money. It's not that we're a team. If we're not gonna be that team, then we don't need to be here. If we're not gonna work together. That's So
with that foundation,
think about that.
Was that foundation laid? Because we talked about how these people that date now. A lot of people don't date on purpose. They date because she's fine. You know what I mean?
Looking for something.
You know, I heard she could do XYZ. You know, or he. Girl, you know he about to be, you know what I'm saying, to Mark's point, he may be on stage tonight. You know, but have no idea what his or her true character, or if they're walking in purpose themselves. Or because as a king, this is the way I see it, and I've evolved because I grew up without my dad. Nothing personal against him. He had his life. Things happened. God still blessed us to come out the way that we are. But my point being is that a lot of men, we all have a purpose. You know, now we have.
Right. So we all know that prayer changes things. Having a good prayer life allows you to stay in touch with God and just things being better in your life overall. So your question of the day is, how often are you praying for your spouse? Again, how often do you pray for your spouse? You guys be sure to leave your comments on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. Let's continue to grow and glow in the year of 2025. You guys be sure to go check out the Crown Kings podcast, available wherever you get your podcast. You can also stream via the website, www.crownedalliance.org. And we'll see y'all out there. Peace.
Opportunity, and we have a choice to walk in that purpose. But also, to your point, choosing the right queen to elevate that purpose, or to nurture that purpose, or to help you birth whatever that purpose is. You know what I mean?
Out of you.
All of that needs to be discussed prior to. I think a lot of people skip the dating phase. They know more about restaurants and clubs and what kind of car you drive, and have no idea what dreams, what goals,
it's more than
what aspirations,
and don't care.
It's more than look. How do
aesthetics is at the top now.
How do I look to the world?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
You know what I mean? How many likes will I get?
It's funny you said that, because my wife and I were talking last night while we were driving and we were seeing some really fine houses. Mm-hmm. And I told her, you see them fine houses over there? Sometimes you see people living like that and you assume everything's okay with them.
Yeah.
And you find out they may be miserable or so much in debt, but they're trying to look like they're doing okay.
The Joneses, baby.
Yeah, and they may look down on you at your smaller house or whatever, and you're just as happy as you can be, and you can be just as happy.
My foundation is great.
Yeah, in your little house, your don't be a raggedy car, but just not as nice a car as what they got, but they sitting there up here, and you looking at them thinking, man, they got it made. You know what I mean?
Right.
And and a lot of times they don't.
Well,
they struggling. They that house.
They holding on by a thread.
Dollars, paycheck to paycheck and stuff, but they qualified for the loan, but not understanding like the finances I was talking about. Is you get in there and nobody taught you. Just because you can, you should. You know what I mean? You can get that house. Yeah. Oh, I didn't make the payment, but you're not factoring in or miss one payment or you miss a paycheck, and now
they're not factoring in the storm.
There you go. Storm's right there at the door for some all the time. It's like right there. It ain't in the door, but it's right there. And so
it can be.
The real king would have said no. We're not doing that.
364 days of sunshine, but there might be that one day,
and it's a flood. That one day,
but in those relationships, that real king or queen would have said no. We are not signing these papers going to this house. Because we can't live like this.
Well, we've seen it, and you witness it a lot. We see NFL players, we see NBA players
spending $5 million on a wedding.
Well, it was
3 years later they down.
Working at McDonald's.
Because you can. A lot of them can never. To your point, there's no financial principles, but they can never fathom the life away from. Every Monday, I'm getting $475,000, whatever the case may be. Or I got this $175 million contract. Okay, that sounds good from the outside looking in, but again, if you don't have no type of budget, you don't have no type of foundation. What's your long term?
You don't know that 15% also going to that manager.
You know what I'm saying?
You got taxes that's coming out, so
and trusting the wrong people. Same concept. You know what I mean?
You're doing that.
Yeah.
But as the king, I found years ago, I can have more fun with $5 than a lot of people can have with $500.
That's true. That's true.
Because
that's true.
I might go out and don't even spend that whole $5, but I had a good time doing it. You spend $500, but you had no idea what you was doing because nobody taught you how a true king works with
but I
their
think
money.
Again, like it goes to everybody is infatuated with the look, the aesthetics,
especially
things.
now.
You know what I mean? Ain't no way I can go nowhere with $5 when I need to be seen spending $5,000, not knowing that I'm gonna be back at home wishing I had that $5,000. And I only got 3 likes, so it's like I'm $5,000 down.
Like, what was
I got
thinking?
3 likes, 1 share.
The crazy thing about that, I know somebody who would travel just to take a video in another country, in the club, but then go home or go to the Airbnb and do nothing. Like, you're not even experiencing where you at.
Yeah.
Right.
No money.
You just going for the look.
But you took pictures.
But you took pictures.
I was there.
It's crazy though, man.
I was there. Stamped my visa.
Just to show the world
my
that
passport got that stamp.
You there 24 hours. Had to come on back home. That's it.
Yeah. So, but anyway, let's take it back again. Back on that king and queen. If nothing else, you got to be the king and queen for your children. As you have children, you want them to look up to you like you're the king and queen.
Yeah,
a fair king and queen.
Yeah,
because we all know some households they have children not kept well. You see the mom and daddy walking around looking all nice and stuff with the kids.
Gucci down to the side.
Crazy.
Definitely seen that.
So the kids don't see them, and as they grow up and learn and realize this wasn't normal, they know you wasn't a true king and queen in your house.
And I think that's probably the worst thing, to have a child be able to grow up as an adult and say, you definitely didn't.
You in your mind,
you were the worst example ever.
Right.
Where you get that from?
I look at all them stories too, and they be like, "Oh yeah, but I gave you this," and then the kid hits me, but you weren't there.
That's all I really needed.
Yeah.
That's all I really. It's cool you got me all of this, but you weren't there.
It even. I think a lot of people go back and say, there's no handbook to this. There's no how to parent,
ain't no
kids, but yet you can still move within a certain way to at least look like you doing a good job as a parent, not just, neglect is a real thing.
You're trying and putting in that effort. Wow. But if you were fortunate, I think like we all were, you had some role models too that you learn from, and hopefully you emulate them. Yeah, and sometimes even done better.
Yeah.
Like I did. I think I grew up in the era where you whoop kids, give them beating. I never saw myself doing that with no kids. It just didn't seem like the way to go.
Oh yeah.
And so we didn't. Me and my wife, we didn't. Even with,
you was a timeout
kids,
type of guy?
yeah. Or, you could talk to them if you say the right thing to them in the right way. But you don't have, but just beating and scarring kids and taking the skin off of them and all that. I just never saw myself doing that as a parent. And the 3 we got, I think they came out real well. Not doing that.
I'm gonna tell you now.
I scared the hell out of them a couple times.
I was a kid that got skin taken off. Mama, I love you, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Shout out to mama. Shout out to mama.
I think I was one of those kids, that needed that.
Yeah, you look bad. Bad as hell, just bad.
It set me straight. It set me straight. I like how I think you realized that you didn't, the type of person that you were becoming, the type of man that you were becoming, you didn't need to do that. Because, like you said, you could talk to a person, and the way you say something to them, it might hit harder than you actually giving that physical beat.
Right. I mean, I didn't get, I think they got me like 3 times. But the deal was I had 5 older siblings, and I saw everything that they did that caused that. So I also was smart enough, scratch that off the list, don't do that. I'm okay, whatever that was, don't do that. And you'll be okay.
To that point, my grandfather was like that, right? Now, my grandmother was the disciplinary for their house. They had 9 kids. Everybody back then had plenty of children. 6 boys and 3 girls. But to that point, I took a lot of beatings from my mom. my mama was the parent that if one kid got a whooping, everybody got a whooping. You know? So therefore, you had to pick and choose. Do I go second or third? How tired is she? Did she work the night shift? But if I get in the middle, she ain't as mad.
Mama, I ain't even do that.
One time in particular, I had so much respect for my granddad because he had so much wisdom, so much knowledge, and he spent time with me where my dad, my biological father, was absent, right?
Yeah.
And so he found out that I did something I ain't had no business one time, and he started crying. That was worse to me than my mama whooping me with that stitching cord.
Yeah.
Because the one person that poured into me and took the time to teach me what it meant to be a man was hurt by something that I did.
Yeah.
And it wasn't nothing I could do about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You couldn't make
that was
right.
and you found out you knew he was the king.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
See?
And the way even the way he carried himself with my grandmother, which I'm still learning. And I've said this on the other episode, my granddaddy, when he would be, they would argue sometimes, and then when I come in the room, he would shut down because he never wanted me to see them fight. You know? I know that now. I didn't know that then. Back when I was a kid, I was like, boy, you punk. What you doing? What you doing?
It was teaching you a lesson.
You know what I'm saying?
Role model.
One time he told me, he walked outside. I said, man, you ain't hear Big Mama talk to you? I'm firing him up. Man, you ain't hear what he said? You know what I'm saying? He said, sir, when two people talking, nobody listening. I said,
Ain't lying.
got to be more careful. Boy, that thing jugged me so good. I said, okay, but when you gonna go back in there? He said, when she get through screaming, I'll go back in there and we'll talk. He said, until then, he said, let me tell you something. I had 9 kids. She had 9 kids. I'm not one of her kids. So when she get through hollering and screaming, and she get out of her feelings, I'll go back in there and talk, and we'll come up with a solution. Yeah. I said, man. But I think about that now. Again, don't trip. He ain't through with me yet. I'll be trying. If I move my ears, you know, because there's another thing he said, if something you don't want to hear, move your ears, but you have to do it in a manner that's respectfully, and we talked about this before too. Man, give me a minute.
Give me a minute.
I don't want to say nothing I don't mean. And
Once words come out,
you
can't be taken back.
you know what I'm saying?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Because that comes with maturity. But I'm saying all that to say that to that point, for him being that, and he left 2006. Now all of these lessons, because those seeds he planted, all this stuff come up, you know, periodically, and I'd be like, man, this is what you were talking about. Yeah. Oh shit, I see it. You know what I mean? Because there are times, even with my kids, boy, I will knock your teeth out. Yeah. And then I'd be like, come here, let me say something. Especially my daughter, right? Girl, stop. And she like, can't believe I did it.
Make it real mushy, right? Just mushy.
Then I gotta go in the room and be like, see, okay, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Okay, girl, come here right quick. Let me tell you what I really meant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a process. And I'm still learning.
Those are qualities of a king.
Yeah.
A real king.
Yeah.
Talking about not a dictator.
Right.
None of that. The real king learns from the king before him.
Yeah.
If they in procession, they teach the ones coming up.
Yeah.
And so the whole village or city or whatever it is can continue going in with good accordance of, you know, how things should go.
I like it.
And so that's what people don't understand. If you had a really bad parents, you have to learn to break that chain.
Yeah.
If you keep doing the same thing,
it's gonna go down the line.
the way they went down, because you probably wasn't dealing with them when they got old.
You're
gonna be that old one out there by yourself. Because your kids gonna say, "Hey, you didn't care about me when I was young." So I didn't care about you when you were old.
But that's the worst thing ever, private.
You know,
that whole. But I've seen it. When I worked in healthcare, man. I've told y'all this too when we were just hanging out. But man, I used to have to push people into the room because they would come in literally and be like, "How's she doing today?" Like it was a chore.
I did that too.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Go see. She been waiting on you all day, you know. Well, she's asleep. Wake her up.
Yeah.
You know, how do you know she was looking for me? Because she told me.
I worked at an institution like that, and sometimes the people in there wouldn't see their parents until like maybe Christmas, Sometimes never. Every 2 years or something, they might show up.
It's real
So,
tough.
and you would find out that some of them I found out they shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
They should not have been there. They had epilepsy or something years ago.
Yep.
And they said the devil was in them.
Right.
And stuck them in an institution.
God, dude.
And they started acting like the ones that was there.
Yep.
But they didn't have any kings or queens looking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the biggest thing is like you never know. Well, I would like to think everyone has enough common sense to know, and maybe that's just my ignorance, that if you, especially if you're raising kids, these kids you're taking care of, eventually
They have to take care of you.
gonna have to take care of you.
Oh yeah, the road.
So you feed into this. You let this plant grow.
Right.
So then when you're withered, it can help you. You know what I mean? Keep afloat. That's just
But that one thing you ain't gonna outrun is Father Time.
no. He is undefeated, baby.
It's coming.
Some folks be taking their gray hairs out, but they come. On the good of the day.
I know you, Lord.
No shade.
I don't know what he's talking about. These are all false allegations today on the podcast.
Time is coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, look here, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. It's been some good stuff going on.
Nerve.
Man.
Y'all partners.
Going back in the past. That was my wife that did that, by the way, y'all. Shout out to Nikita. She knows what she did. She was there.
I want to give y'all a little bit of my family history as far as the kings and queens go. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to go way back, but far enough.
Go back as far as you want.
From the stories I've heard and read about the men in my family, the grandparents especially, and their parents and grandparents, they all had this independent streak.
Yeah.
They came up in some times where some of the stuff they did shouldn't have been possible. But they own houses, they own land, and a couple of them killed a few people. I can say that now because they're gone. They can't get in trouble. But
it ain't snitching.
They've been pardoned.
they did,
Statute of limitations way gone now.
But they stayed together. They took care of their families. And I'm talking about in the 1800s, or 1900s. And things that were put there to break them didn't.
Yeah.
So many obstacles put in their way because they didn't want these black queens and kings to be queens and kings.
Yeah. Right.
But in their own way, they made sure that they indeed were kings and queens. They passed that on down to all of their kids and so on and so forth, and then down to me.
Yeah.
And just let it always be known, no matter whether you got a lot of money or not, like that. You make sure your home is your castle. Is taken care of.
I like it.
So that's where my family, the stock they came down from.
I like it.
Served military and all that. It's really strong military and stuff. They did a lot of military and things like that. But I think that was more out of necessity. It wasn't so much love for the country. So, sometimes there's only time to get. And they also got drafted, so you had to go. But I don't think it was just because they're so patriotic.
Which that's interesting because as you know, in the system now, they try to not to teach.
I said 6 inches. Thanks.
Like,
laying down.
share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
We had a deep conversation with RC and Sam.
Just want to hear you, baby. That's all. I just want to hear you.
My thought up.
I need to hear you. That's all.
A couple episodes ago, he just turned it off completely. But may God watch between me and thee.
I'll tell you.
So what I gather from what you just said, and this is interesting because I had this just as a note, is from your history. Again, which now a lot of schools won't allow them to speak of that type of stuff, right? But what you're saying is that they didn't allow the storm that they were in. Number one, shake them, and number two, define
break them.
Yeah, that too. Define who they were or who the next generation. I think my respect for, especially for the elders, is they had such a vision way beyond the moment.
They did.
You know what
I don't think they were just thinking about themselves. Some, you get some of the people, but I think that also that's what a part of the king is thinking beyond yourself.
Beyond today,
especially if you're thinking about having a generation after. You got to think about their generation after them and put them into the places they need to be. So
I think when in the word, the Bible says, leave an inheritance for your children's children. I think a lot of times, with any scripture, a lot of times we only see, you're like, well, leave some money.
Yeah.
If I don't have money,
I got to leave something.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually the least
see what I'm saying?
important of things.
Right.
Yeah.
I really, again, I'm getting older now. So when you start
getting old.
You're really not that far behind. However, when you start to really dig into what they meant by some of the things that they were saying, you start to understand that it wasn't so much about the money. Yeah. They worked on the land. If they didn't have but two peas and a half a slice of watermelon, they fed them 9 kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody. Yeah. And what I like too, and I'm glad you brought that up because it's kind of sparking some things in me that I want to do or want to get, even in this new time, is planting seeds into the kids so they know further. But a lot of our ancestors bought land together. Yeah. They wasn't worried about who had $5 and who had $2 and
They pooled.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be our 50 acres. Now next week we're gonna get your 50 acres, and we want your 50 acres to be right next to ours. Because if the cow get out, I need to know where to come get it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If my child try to run away, he ain't going far. Yeah.
There's a lot of things
to run. And to your point,
just to run.
If they did get out of line, because the village and the community was so tight, I had permission to go to you and say, listen, you better get your butt back to that house. You know, come find you. You know what I mean? And I think that would save a lot of headache for a lot of parents.
The village.
You know what I mean? If we allow it. Because for me, I expect it. If you see my kid get out of line, first of all, nipping in the bud. They say, where you do the crime, that's where you do the time. Yeah. Then call me and say, hey, by the way, I had to have a tough conversation with your kid.
Yeah. You're right.
When he get home, just so you know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But I think even with that, when you know, that particular person has to be a person of some character too. Because you have some people that are kind of just hellish, period, and almost kind of look for the drama, look for ways to kind of, which is so weird and childish to get a kid in trouble just in that example. So you also have to kind of keep in mind of the who's bringing
it.
Yeah, who bringing it? Because there's what I mean. What is their character like? Because it's like
so discernment.
Yeah, always. You know what I mean. And that's with anybody. Just know, because you can pretty much know who has your at heart as well as the kid. Yeah, you know what I mean. So
right.
Thank you for that confirmation, because that don't mean that you could just come from a kid.
Well, yeah, exactly.
We had to be had some type of.
Just because we were cool 40 years ago, my kid. No.
I mean, within the parameters of the business.
But I do with my kid. I not necessarily put your hand on them, but I do want to know if you saw them do something.
Of course,
of course.
Let me know. Don't just blow it off. And,
Well, I don't want
you can do that. Again, or you can grab them and bring them to me. You can do that.
Yeah. If you outside the kingdom, but just for the record,
don't
just be
give it to God. Don't
try Jesus.
Yeah.
Please don't try me.
Slapping my kids and not like that now.
No, so that's a whole other level. Yeah.
But I can honestly tell you, most of the time, if you've been parenting and watching your kid, you pretty much know if they did what they've been accused of.
Yeah.
You can see it on them.
You know it if they didn't. But sometimes you got to listen to that kid, though. Yeah. Again, back to being that king and queen.
Yeah.
Your kid come tell you they don't feel comfortable around somebody, or they that's on here accusing me of something, and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, listen,
We've
kids
experienced
sometimes didn't do it.
We've
They
experienced
did not.
Boy.
Yes, they actually didn't do it, no matter how it looked. Sometimes you got to know your kid.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but I don't believe it.
Yeah.
My kid didn't do that.
Yeah.
Not be one of them. I'm talking about like the crazy parents that run up to the school that's always want to jump on the teacher, not that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because for more than like your kid probably did it.
Especially at school.
Because that's why we was raised there.
Yeah.
You know, if you the mama, you've been cussing and fighting all week, and it's like, but you mad because Junebug done slapped somebody.
You know you ain't got no business act like that.
Mama, I just saw you slap Katrina.
Or I said what you said.
Right.
I mean, then what you gonna say?
Yeah.
You right.
I'm thankful.
I take that one.
I'm thankful in that regard. At least to now, I hope they stay like that. But my kids, they so afraid of lines because we have so much documentation. Susanna, even at 12 now, that joker keep a log with a conversation with his teachers. You know, I asked her for this grade. She says you're gonna give it to me tomorrow. When you ask her, let me show you. She was on the 17th.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying,
man.
Documentation.
Ain't no wrong with the evidence, baby.
That's pretty dope, you know. But we didn't have that luxury. We had to go. If you didn't have that progress report or got washed in the washing machine, they had to go off what you said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my mom was like, so if the teacher just said you just feel it, huh? Mama. No, I'm going up there and tell that coach you off that team tomorrow.
I want to say something. I want to turn the conversation a little bit.
Come on with it.
I've been shot, been stabbed, been car wrecked, or got thrown out of the vehicle. And I can honestly say, for me, them same kings and queens we're talking about, if they weren't around to look out for me, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
And let your voices belong.
Together we'll break the chain.
The chains that try to confine.
I am my brother's keeper.
And it's our time to shine.
Calling all kings to the flow. I'm about my business, you know. Keep it 100 is my faith in God that keeps me on the go. About my money, my love, what it needs to grow. I'm calling all kings to the flow. Calling all kings to the flow.